what's been pivotal for me in doing this work is I noticed that, you know, those yucky memories, those bad memories that I've held within my mind, they're so much more energized or so more apparent that it covers up the good times that we had. And once you let go of those, you can see things in a whole new way, in a different way. Because it's like, I'm realizing that I don't think, I know that I, you know, experienced trauma when I was younger, but it's not as bad as I thought it was, because all those yucky memories were the main things that I remembered. But in doing this work and shifting those yucky memories, I'm able to see the wonderful things that my dad did and how he did stay with my mother for so long and made sure us kids were taken care of. And, you know, just the type of man that he was than who I thought he was.
Exactly. And that's a very good point that, now let me explain why bad memories are more important than good memories. Now, if you understand that our brain has a system, a survival system, it's called the limbic system. Of course, has many parts to this. And so the limbic system is what it does. I call the unconscious or the limbic system the intelligent idiot. And the only reason why I say that is it will capture your childhood. It'll capture something you watched on TV. It will capture something someone told you. It will take it as reality. It'll put it in the mind. It'll organize it in all the cortices. And then when you say, think of something, all of a sudden that memory feels real right now, but it's not real right now. That means you go in what I would call an autonomic trance, an automatic response, and not even know why you respond, because this intelligent part of you wants to keep you alive and safe. And if you're coming from like this young man I worked with, here he was beaten on, abused, traumatized, humiliated as a child. And so his brain says the world is not safe. So everywhere he goes, it's still not safe. But the weird thing is, your mother would pick you up at school every day for 3 years from school, every day on time. One day she's not there. And all of a sudden the emotional juice of being abandoned and left, and you were scared. Next thing you know, that becomes more important than the 300,000 times mom picked you up, because that one has emotional intensity. And of course, the limbic system is a survival system. It's trying to keep you safe. And so therefore, now you're using this pain and you're looking everywhere, the feeling that you'll be abandoned, and becomes more important than the security and love. So now your brain will hold this to be true. Consciously, you're not smart enough to know that you're being triggered into an autonomic response, a trance, and you build your whole life on that. My life is not safe because of an experience or many experiences, and you build on top of it. So once we go to this one memory, or however many memories, and we collapse, rewrite, and diffuse the hurt, logic says, oh, wow, my mom picked me up all the time. She loved me. We spent time. But that one memory that painful memory overshadows all good, because good is not going to keep you safe. Not being abandoned is very important to whoever experiences that. It's like this one woman said with her son, you know, she has 4 kids. And so they moved out to the country. I think it was Linda who shared this story. She said, you know, one year we didn't go trick-or-treating because, you know, we live in the country and houses are like miles apart. So we had a party at home, but this one of the youngest ones said, we never went trick-or-treating. That was only 1 year. Of all the other years they did, but you know what? He held on to that one memory, never, which overshadowed the hundreds of times that they did go trick-or-treating. So again, all the brothers said, yes, we did. But he said, no, we didn't, because in his mind, he's only seeing one memory. And the reason is it hurt him and it affected him, and he didn't want to let it go because it's keeping him safe in some weird way. So right. This is one. So like when you came to the seminar, it was a grief and loss seminar. Mm-hmm. And of course, these moments that occurred were unpleasant. It was I would consider as a PTSD, a trauma mm-hmm. that had a negative emotional impact. You didn't know how to diffuse the emotions in it. Therefore, it became a cycle. You kept refeeling the same thing. And then you'd use it on your dad. You'd use it on your boyfriends. You'd use it on your whoever, you'd use it. And then you perpetuate it. Next thing you know, you're living a life of great grief and mm-hmm. sadness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know that, I moved from Phoenix to here to Montana and back here. I changed my name. It was a lot of things were really good because I was in a new place. I had new friends that were loving, that were caring, but eventually those same patterns just, kept, and I got back into the same being unhappy. I didn't like Nashville. And it's like, what's not to like about Nashville? So yeah, it's just, and then I just, I ended up in the hospital because the antidepressant that I was on for 2 years, giving me suicidal thoughts. And when I said a prayer, I need something that works, that's when I got drawn to FasterEFT, and I went to your workshop, and it literally changed my mind. I was blown away by all the things that you were saying. It's like, we create this from our subconscious, and, we learn how to do this negative stuff really, really good. And I'm like, really? But it's those memories and working with those memories. It's been, even just the relationship with my son, because right after he passed, and of course that's the memory that you worked on, was finding him passed. I went and did EMDR. I went and did the counseling. I went and did the group thing, and nobody was able to reach. They didn't understand that it was so hard for me to talk about Ryan, and that's why, because I was still in such shock of that experience, and I didn't even know that that's what was going on. But nobody was able to reach out and understand what was going on with me. And when I was able to get clear with that, I was like, oh my gosh, if I can get clear with that one thing in my mind, what can I do with the rest of the stuff, the depression, the anxiety, the PTSD, all that stuff that I was dealing with.